Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Sister Sisters. I am joined today by sort of two surprise guests. One is our brother Mouselet 3. Say hi.
Hello. Hi.
And then
Thanks
one,
for
if
having
you're
me.
watching on video, this isn't a surprise, but if you're listening on audio, Mouselet 1 is here.
Hello. And you might say, why is this a surprise? And you may have noticed that I was sort of mysteriously absent last week. That is because last week when Mouselet 2 recorded, I was in labor and we just weren't really sure how to announce it. So I made Mouselet 2 cut everything about that out of the episode.
I mentioned it like 20 times in the episode and I had to hand cut out all of them.
But I officially had my baby and I wasn't supposed to join today. Mouselet 2 called me and said, why don't you send in a quick little note that we can include on Sister Sisters, like a voice memo. And then somehow that turned into
And then I was
me
like,
being
actually, do you want to just pop on the podcast? You might be thinking, this is a new mother. She had a baby 1 week and 1 day ago. How dare you do this to her? No, honestly, the baby, she's not in the trenches yet. It'll happen. We all know it will, but it's not happening yet. So savor this moment because I'm sure she'll be gone next week.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be here next week. Things sort of also happened to time very well when Mouselet 2 called me. I had just finished feeding him, and so I have a 3-hour window. But should I talk a little bit about
talk a
having
little bit.
the baby?
How is it being not having the baby, but having the baby at your home?
Well, I'll do both. I went into labor at 1 a.m. on Monday, February 2nd. And then I had the baby at 10 p.m., around 10 p.m. Monday night. So it was about 21 hours. Went to the hospital at 8:30 in the morning. So I spent a bunch of it here at the house trying to sleep, I will say I called the doctor and they were like, oh, don't come in until your contractions are closer together. Then I called the doctor again a couple hours later and I was like, I actually feel like I'm maybe going to die. I think I need to come in. And they were like, yeah, okay, whatever. This was a random doctor on call. They were like, yeah, that was just a recommendation. If you want to come in, just come in. I was like, oh, okay, thank you. So I went in.
Would have been nice to know.
Right. Sort of wish you'd made that clear the first time I called, but that's fine. And until I got the epidural, it was really tough. But then I got the epidural and everything was pretty much smooth sailing after that. And we got to come home with the baby on Wednesday. And I call him my little peanut. He was born 5 pounds, 14 ounces. And he's so little and so cute, and everyone was sort of hyping me up that I was going to have a huge baby for various reasons, and I didn't. He's so tiny, he's so cute and so sweet.
He is. We met him. Well, I met him on Sunday, and he is so little and so cute. He's so tiny. It's weird. It's I was sort of picturing a baby that could do something, and he literally is a blob. He can't even hold up his head. I just
Mouselet 3 keeps being he doesn't know this, he can't do that, and
Well, I feel
can't do anything.
You've mentioned this, I think, before on the podcast, but we don't really have a lot of babies in our life. I haven't held a baby. I think the last time I held a baby was when I was in 6th grade. We just don't really.
What baby was that?
Our gym teachers. She came to our house. Our elementary school gym teacher came to our house.
You know my beef with her.
I hope she's not listening right now.
She always favored guys. You know what? She always favored the popular kids and did not me, and it hurt my feelings. So I'm okay if she knows that, if she happens to be listening. But hopefully not.
I had her wrapped around my finger. Her and I were best friends. We were thick as thieves, hence me holding her baby when I was in 6th grade.
I was not
she was
on
at our
that
house.
level.
Mama Mouselet was there, and I think that was the last baby I held. But anyway, I don't have a lot of experience with babies, and I'm just shocked that he won't even be able to respond to his name until he's I don't know, a year old or 6 months. I just don't really have a great perception of what they know.
I don't have a good
sense
of when they can do stuff.
Yes.
I was saying something to Mouselet. I was oh, I'm excited for when he can crawl in a couple of, in maybe 4 or 5 months. And she was like, he can't crawl in 4 or 5 months. Oh, I was trying to show him out the window and M1 was he can see 8 inches in front of him. I was like, oh.
By 6 months, his vision will be much better. I do know that. I also don't really know that much about the development. Sort of going to have to learn that as we go. Yeah. I mean, how would I?
No.
Why would I know?
Maybe a book or a lesson, a course, YouTube video.
Also, guys, in high school, I babysat for 3 different babies, and I would take care of them.
They're listening.
Change their. I mean, yeah, honestly,
they could be.
And they're 12 right now. It's alarming. Right? Yeah, that's so weird. I changed their diapers. I put them in their crib. I'm who trusted me as a high schooler to do that?
Yeah, no, I don't think that anyone maybe should have.
Crazy. I don't know if I would even do that right now. All right, anything
yeah,
else to say about the baby?
Well, I was going to say tomorrow, hopefully, we'll be sort of posting him on Instagram. We figured we'd do a little like pre-reveal here for the people that listen. Also, I wanted to say up top, if you're listening on the date that this releases, it's Mouselet's 30th birthday.
That it is. It is my 30th birthday.
Happy
Happy
birthday, Mouselet,
birthday to
too.
me.
Happy birthday,
Yeah,
too.
guys, crazy new decade of life. I did a post about it on Tuesday.
You did a post about it saying you're entering your 3rd decade, and I would just like you to know you're entering your 4th decade.
Same
Your
thing,
first
though.
decade was your zeros.
Do you think anyone's
I
going to read that and
already
think that you're
knew.
turning
I read
20?
that post like 30 times. So I was like, there's definitely going to be some error in it. And I read it over and over and over. So
I'm sad I missed it. Someone has to send me a screenshot. I'm off social media these days.
all right, you
Oh.
know what? That's the perfect. Let's get into some news.
And that's what you missed on Glee.
Some kind of big news, guys, and it's helpful to have Mouselet One here because M3 doesn't keep up with anything.
Well, I'm
apparently,
off.
including the news.
I'm off social media, so
you're
I
off
haven't
all
been seeing
news.
it. I haven't
The
been seeing
biggest piece of news, though, is that Disney announced a new CEO, Josh D'Amaro, and he'll be replacing Bob Iger. The second time that Bob Iger is, unleashing the throne, whatever the word would be. How do you feel, M1 and M3, if you're up to speed on this?
Okay, I will say I don't really know a lot of other Disney executives. Like, I really only keep up with the Disney parks. So Josh D'Amaro to me is like a very prevalent person when someone else they could have picked wouldn't have been. But so I don't really know how he compares maybe to the other choices. But I think the fact that they're taking someone with a parks exclusively pretty much parks background. If you don't know, Josh D'Amaro is the current head of all Disney parks, and making him the CEO bodes very well for their investment in the parks, which as a person who cares the most about Disney parks is exciting compared to when they put in like Bob Chapek, who had an operations background. Like parks was not his specialty at all.
I agree. I'm happy that it's someone from the parks. Reading social media, so many people had all of these great stories about how Josh D'Amaro cares so much about the cast members and cares about these things. So I'm like, that seems great. My only thought with him, I'm like, is he like a little bit young? Does he have the like backbone to do his own thing, to build his own legacy and things? Or will he just sort of follow suit and be a little too focused on the operations? Like in my mind, Bob Chapek came in and did exactly what they wanted him to do, which was focus on money and operations, and he got slammed for it, but that was what he was supposed to do. Not that I really liked that. And I hope that Josh D'Amaro comes in and does his own thing, right? He reinvests in the parks, he adds back Streetmosphere or like whatever it is. And I'm not sure if he will, so time will tell. I hope so.
I just think when we look at the history of the CEOs, kind of ignoring Bob Chapek, but like Bob Iger and then Eisner before, both came in with like
and then before that, Ron Miller, and then before that,
Sure,
Card
but,
Walker,
like,
and then
those-
before that, Don Tatum.
But like those people like were kind of in the era of like Disney didn't know what they were doing. But then Eisner came in and had like a very strong vision, and Iger came in with a very strong vision, and they were very kind of like intense, bold leaders in a way that I don't really see Josh D'Amaro. Josh D'Amaro to me is like very like he's so sweet.
He's
and
like a
so
sweet
nice.
softy,
Yeah.
like a very safe choice. And I think he will kind of just like do what Bob Iger. I don't know though. I'm like, prove me wrong, Josh D'Amaro. Do something grand, like pull a Michael Eisner, take a risk. Let me go on a little spiel about CEOs quick, because I'm currently doing research for a YouTube video which involves understanding CEOs. After Roy Disney, Walt's brother, passed away, Don Tatum became the CEO who worked super, super, super closely with Walt and Roy. And he literally just was like, I'm just going to do what I think Walt and Roy would have done. And then Card Walker, who was basically the same, did the exact same thing. And then finally, Ron Miller, who was Walt's son-in-law, he came in and he tried to do some different stuff and it was unsuccessful. But I'm like, we need the risk taker. That's who we need. Someone who's going to like push the parks to do something different. Yeah, so I hope that Josh D'Amaro does that.
I think Josh D'Amaro totally could.
I totally agree that he could.
And yes, he could. And the fact that he has a parks background bodes very well for the parks. Just look at Mouse 3's face. It's just kind of like
I'm just
wait,
like
what?
eating this up.
Like, yeah.
Anyways, we can move on.
I'm a
but
sponge. I know none of this, so I'm just absorbing it all.
I'm
Okay.
excited for what it could be.
Agreed. Do you want to take the next piece of news, M1?
They're continuing to work on repainting the castle. It's just little tiny bits of the castle now. You kind of have to be looking in order to see it, but I love it. It's so weird seeing it that color again. Also, like, sometimes I feel like in the concept art, they kind of hyped that it was going to be different. It looks exactly the same as the color that it used to be.
And I was like, wait, make it a little bit different. Make it a little whiter, make it a little darker blue, give it a little pop.
Maybe
Sometimes
the
Is it
turrets,
the
gray look
exact same?
it
Like,
looks the
looks like
exact
did
same.
similar. We'll
they
see
say it
once it's
would be the exact same? Or you don't know?
They didn't say. They
Like,
were
one
restoring
way
it
or
to
the
what it
other?
was before. It's changed. I mean, it was pretty in the 80s. It looked different. It was whiter. It sort of got like gray and dim a little bit.
I feel like maybe the blue or like what they do with the trim or something, they'll do a little bit different. But the color to me right now looks like the same color that it used to be. But I'm very happy. Goodbye to the pink.
Same. We weren't lovers of the pink.
Nope.
Other pieces of news. This is a couple of movie related things. Next week we're talking Star Wars. Hopefully, if I can get Taryn to come back on, need to ask her still. And a bunch of other things too. So if you're not a Star Wars fan, don't just write off next week. Lots of things to talk about.
I tried to boo and it didn't work.
Give me
Okay, I
access
tried
to
to-
snacks.
The Super Bowl had a Mandalorian and Grogu trailer. Very, very exciting. Also, a Pixar Hoppers trailer is out, which I'm excited to see that movie. I feel like it's kind of flying under the radar. So wanted to mention those both exciting things.
Okay, wait. I saw the Hoppers trailer today, and I just need to say it's giving Over the Hedge.
It is
okay?
giving over the hedge. It's
Anyone who
giving over the
remember-
hedge.
Then I'm
Anyone
gonna
who
love
remembers
it.
I
What was
know.
that
I
little
love
guy's
Over the
name?
Hedge.
Sammy or something?
Hammy. And I watched
Hammy.
Over
The
the Hedge
opossum?
recently.
Oh.
No, he was the
Squirrel.
squirrel. I watched Over the Hedge recently. It didn't hold up.
Wow.
No
I
way.
mean, why did you
No,
watch that?
I don't know. I can't remember, but it
I'm
didn't
shocked
hold
it
up.
didn't hold
I think I
up.
would still like it. I think
Same,
I would still
me
like
too.
it. was a
It
good
wasn't
movie.
as good as I remember, but luckily we have Hoppers coming.
Wow, I'm excited about that. All right, M1.
So, Soarin' Over California is back for the 25th anniversary of California Adventure. I love how they bring Soarin' Over California back from like time to time. This is a good reason to do it. Happy
Yeah.
anniversary, California Adventure. You are not even remotely the same park that you were 25 years ago.
Something fun to cover sometime soon. All right, two more pieces. These are Disney Cruise Line related. So Bluey characters are going to start coming on Disney Cruise Line. Felt like that was worth noting because Disney is adding Bluey everywhere. Obviously they finally are allowed to use Bluey in the theme parks, and that's, why they're adding it everywhere. So we're going to see a bunch of Bluey all over the place. Obviously, you guys probably know he's coming to Animal Kingdom and also Disneyland.
And then the next one is that Disney announced the changes to the Disney Cruise Line, like sailing itineraries, which will start in summer 2027. And so this is typically not the type of thing that I even care about at all. But Mouselet 2 and I have really been wanting to be able to go on the Treasure again. We were hoping that we could bring the family and maybe Mouselet A, not a cruiser, but maybe Mouselet A on the Treasure or like potentially the Destiny. And we were hoping for a change because right now the Treasure only does 7-night sailings, which is too long, and the Destiny goes out of Fort Lauderdale, which just isn't doesn't really work for us. Port Canaveral is better. Unfortunately, both of those are staying the same. So Treasure still is only doing 7 nights. Destiny's still only going out of Port Canaveral. Other things are changing. The Wish is moving to Europe, which is
And the
crazy.
Dream is coming over for the shorter cruises, it looks like.
Yeah, so it'll be the Dream and the Fantasy that are doing like the shorter Bahamas cruises that Mouselet 2 and I would like typically take. Then I think the Wonder and the Magic are up near Alaska, and the Wish is going to be going to all these new ports in Europe, which does actually seem really cool, but just probably isn't something that like we'll realistically
Just
do.
like realistically, if we're going to Europe, we're not taking the cruise. So honestly, I wouldn't mind sailing on one of the older classes of ships just to try it.
We need
I
to try
love
it. Yeah.
I love the new class. I feel like I'll always love that, but I am excited. So that'll be fun. All right,
Right.
guys, that was the news. For today's topic of the day, I set it specifically for something I thought Mouselet 3 would be interested in because Mouselet 3 loves theater, he loves shows. And so what we are doing is we are ranking our top 10 favorite Walt Disney World shows. I need to give a little bit of just kind of background of what is a show. Initially, I was looking at what had anyone that had a live performer, an actor in it. Things like Finding Nemo the Musical, Festival of the Lion King. Then I added in things like Dapper Dan's. And then I said, you know what? Anything that you're sitting on at a stage for or watching a live performer. So that includes things like Happily Ever After, Nighttime Spectaculars, Country Bear Jamboree, Mickey's Fill Our Magic, The Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor, Fantasmic, Awesome Planet, anything that you're kind of sitting down, in a theater.
Circle Vision shows,
Yeah.
Impressions de France, the Film Festival, the new Zootopia show. We won't read the entire list because it's like way too long, but sort of keep that in your mind. Okay.
Yeah. So we all have our top 10. and we're going to be ready to defend them. And I'm going to
I
be
thought this was
asking.
hard. I have to
This was
say.
hard. And these are
It
only
was.
shows that are up right now, right?
Yes,
Like,
only ones that are right now at Disney
not
World.
future
And
ones,
the
not
other
past
thing
ones. Yep.
for me is I was like, I feel like this could change. And I also gave kind of a break to some of the things that I'm like, this isn't my favorite, but I know that this is a good show. And so, yeah, so that's how I approached it. So,
Mine are just simply my personal favorites, and Mouselet 2 is going to roast me for them. I know
oh,
it.
I like kind of included things that I thought like other people liked.
Oh,
But
no.
not
No, I
everything.
didn't. I
Not
just did
everything.
Mine is just me.
All right.
Same.
So we're gonna start with number 10, and we're gonna work up our way up to number 1.
Oh.
So we're gonna have Mouselet 1 start, and then Mouselet 3, and then Mouselet 2, me. So just number 10.
Okay, number 10 on my list is the Disney and Pixar Short Film Festival. Mouselet 2 is making a face. Oh, she hates that.
I love the film festival, but it's not a festival. It's the same 3 movies on repeat.
I was going to say, that is
Agreed.
my critique of it. Like, it would be the easiest thing ever to swap those movies out. I don't really understand why they don't. But I just love that. To me, it's very quintessential Disney. And honestly, like, as I got towards the bottom of the list, I was like, a lot of these are all fine. I just realized I missed one.
Does that
Okay.
push the film festival off
Ooh,
the
It
list?
does. It
Does that
pushes the
bump it
film
down?
festival off my
Oh.
list.
So what's your
Oh
new
my
what's your new
God.
10?
Oh my
What's your new
God,
10
rip,
then?
I see her
rip to the film
highlighting
festival.
the Frozen sing-along is highlighted right now.
I missed the Frozen sing-along.
Wow.
Okay, so since I missed the Frozen sing-along, awkward for the Disney Pixar Short Film Festival. Unfortunately, they are being booted off of my list, and the Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor has made an appearance as my new number 10.
The Laugh
Oh.
Floor? I thought you said the Frozen sing-along.
Well, no, Frozen sing-along's higher on the
That's
list
the
than
one she
10.
missed.
Oh,
I
okay.
forgot to include it.
I
So
see.
the Laugh
Monsters
Floor
Inc.
is
Laugh
my.
Floor.
I unfortunately did have to
Wow,
boot the Short Film
okay.
Festival. It's my number 11. The Laugh Floor is my number 10. How awkward.
Okay.
I missed Feathered Friends in Flight.
Oh, you know
No.
what?
Okay, so
gonna
we're just
give you a
we're getting
break.
Mouse
Oh
at
my
ones
God.
12, 11,
Yeah,
and 10.
okay.
Oh my
So
God, I
what's
missed
in
Feathered
position-
Friends in
So
Flight.
is Monsters
Okay.
Inc. Laugh Floor off the list?
It's off,
Monsters Inc. Laugh
Well, it
Floor
has to be
is
off the
off
list.
the list.
Holy
off the
crap.
chopping block. This is
Okay.
terrible.
I really think that I'm good now.
Okay, what's
My new number
your...
10 is the Carousel of Progress.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
A short
The Carousel-
justification, but that's all because this is going on too long.
Sorry, everybody. The Carousel of Progress is my number 10. As I got towards the bottom, I was like struggling to find the standouts. But to me, Carousel of Progress is a classic. We typically do watch it. We love to see it. My biggest critique of it is that I do think the last scene should be changed out. But I really enjoy Carousel of Progress, and it's a very classic Walt attraction to me. It deserves a spot on my list.
I like that. I'm happy with that. I think that's a good one. Also, you're 11 and 12, so like there's a lot happening here. All right, I'll go with my number 10. My number 10 is the Indiana Jones stunt show. And the thing I'll say about the stunt show is that I think we can all agree, like, my gosh, swap the scenes already, right? Like, bring in 3 new scenes, and I think that would be really fun. But I think in general, that show is so unique. It still has a lot of people who watch it. The performers do a great job. I think it needs a refresh for sure, but I think having that, especially at Disney, is something that's very cool and very unique. And so I felt like it deserved to make my list. Any thoughts?
I think it's a classic. It's a classic. It was better before
Yeah,
COVID. It was
before.
better
Agreed.
when they had the volunteers.
Yes.
It could use some life breathed into it, but if you were seeing the show for the first time, it's a good show.
For the first time.
I agree. If you're seeing it for the first time, and
forever.
if you haven't gone in a while, even though it's not as good as it was, but I obviously don't go to Disney as often as M1 and M2. And every time I go to the show, I do end up enjoying it. I hate the third scene. It sucks. But the second scene is so fun.
I like the
that-
13.
The third scene
No, it's
is
too
meh to me.
hot. Too hot.
Oh,
Oh.
they got rid of some of
There's
that
like
fire.
Well, still.
So it's
I don't
even
like
sort of
it.
more lackluster
It's
now.
it's scary. There's too much.
All right, that was my number 10. M3, what's your number 10?
Well, I sort of thought we were going to go 1 to 10, so I was kind of frantically working on my 8,
Could've
9, and
just-
10. But
Oh.
but it's ready now. It's
Great.
ready now.
What
I
is
was
it?
just kind of going to decide as we go. 10 is Festival of Fantasy. It made my list, but not by much. I do just think it's... I know. I actually really don't like... Thank
Too long
you.
on the booze.
Yeah, seriously. I feel like you
Oh
clicked
my
it one too many
God,
times.
it's time for a new parade. I
It
can't
is
get
time
on
for a new
board with
parade, and I
that.
actually really don't like parades, but at all. But Festival of Fantasy is the one parade that I actually will or have enjoyed, and I just think that it will kind of go down as a classic. It's been around for so long that I just think it's kind of iconic. It's like
I
it's very
love Festival of
2015 to me.
Fantasy. I love it. You'll see it on my list. I did just realize that Mouselet 2 forgot to include Starlight,
Starlight.
the new parade, as one of our options to have on this
Oh.
list. So,
So, do
I
you have
like
an
Starlight, but I don't
sorry,
think
so
it would
do you
have
have a
made
new
my top
new
10.
number 10?
oh, it would make my top 10. So I do
Oh, what
think I have a new number 10.
Okay. So what is it? I would like to see it.
Yeah, you're
my
up
new
with number 9. So
Okay, well, I'll just say my new number 10 is Festival of the Lion King.
okay.
I
Mm.
think that Festival of the Lion King is a show that we don't see as much these days because Mouselet 2 is like over it.
Well, guess what? It's
But
on my list. So
wow, I'm shocked. I'm actually shocked. But I think Festival of Lion King is a really, really well done show. The tumble monkeys are iconic. The flying like bird scene is iconic. The music is amazing with like live singers. I think it's one of Disney's like best shows. It's really, really good. And I always enjoy seeing it. So that's my new number 10.
okay.
And then I need to figure okay, well, I guess my number 9 would be I feel like this might be a surprise. I don't know. My number 9 is Awesome Planet,
Oh,
the
Awesome
movie.
Planet's on my list as well.
Is that
Another
sorry,
thing
is
that
that the one in the
inspires me.
land?
Another
Yes.
thing that inspires me.
It's the movie Living with the Land. It's narrated by Ty Burrell, if you haven't seen it. I like literally cried during that movie. It's so
I forgot about
emotional.
that.
Yep.
It's
It's
really
so
good.
emotional.
I should have put that on my list. It is really
Feel free to
good.
change up your list. Our lists are in
No,
flux.
I'm
the
definitely
lists are
going to.
no, the lists are
I'm definitely
locked.
going to. Yeah, I have a new number 10. Yeah.
I just think the Awesome Planet is extremely well done and inspirational and underrated. And if you haven't seen it, I recommend watching it. Literally makes me like want to cry for our Earth.
No, literally. It's
For our
upsetting,
Earth. No,
actually. I can't
literally
even
for
talk
our
about it. Okay, my number 9 is Turtle Talk with Crush. You know, I put this on the list. It's not something that we see that often, although I think we probably will with the baby once he starts coming, because he'll probably be all about that. But I think that this is something that it is something that was really new, that Disney was testing this whole style of new things with Turtle Talk with Crush. I think it's really fun. It fits a lot of people. I think it's great for kids. It's funny for adults. Again, we don't see it all that often. In fact, we haven't probably seen it in a long time. But it also reminds me of Papa Mouselet, who always
It reminds
loved
me
it.
of Papa. It reminds me
Yes.
of Papa Mouselet. Yes,
Yes.
for sure.
And I think it's just a fun, unique show. It's a great way to like connect to the character. And I think like I could sit in there pretty much at any time and be like, this is fun. In fact, I feel like we should go there more. I'm going to bring Mouselet there when we go in March.
yeah,
It is
we
really
should do it
fun.
more. It is really good.
That was my 9. Mouselet 3, what's your 9?
My 9 is the Frozen sing along, even though I'm actually kind of really tired of it, and it kind of to me needs a bit of a refresh. It is
I was just gonna say this.
Wait, what lore are you going to say?
That the whole reason we ever even saw Frozen sing along was because of Mouselet 3. Do you remember
Oh,
this?
I didn't know that. And that's not the
Oh.
lore I was
Oh, I
gonna
didn't know this
say.
either.
Oh, okay. Well, what I was going to say is that Mouselet 3, so Frozen Sing Along when it opened, for some reason Mouselet 2 and I were just like poo-pooing it. We never saw it. We were just like, nope. Like that doesn't sound good. No.
I
And
saw it
then
for the first time in our June of 2018 trip, and I don't even think
Okay.
you were there for it. It was just me and
No.
3.
Okay, well
Well,
the reason that we saw it was because Mouselet 3, when he went on his dance trip to Disney, went with his friend Kate, and because Kate wanted to see it, and he said it was actually really good. Like it's not really what you guys think. Like you guys should go see it. And we were like, I don't know. And Mouselet 3, you were very insistent that we should see it, and so we did.
Wow. I
Yes.
don't remember that at all.
I don't remember that at all.
What was your lore?
I had 2 pieces of lore. Me and Mouselet 3, oddly, went on a trip, just the 2 of us in June of 2018 lore.
Very
And
weird.
M1 came for like 2 days at
When
the
you
end
wore
of
that
it.
Edna Mode wig.
Yep.
Of course. When it poured, when it rained and rained. And we
it
bought those
poured and you, like,
those
destroyed
And you
your
boxers.
bought
phone.
boxer shorts.
And
We bought boxers,
guys,
wore them as
wow,
shorts.
there's so
I
much
still
to
wear
cover
them all
about
the
this
time.
trip. We got drenched, and we tried to find shorts to purchase because our shorts were like wrecked. They were jean shorts. Mine were, at least, and the only thing we could find were men boxers. So we bought those and we wore those around the parks. And they were pretty thick. And I wore them as regular shorts. Maybe it's weirder than M3 wore them. Anyway,
Nope.
we were watching the Frozen show, and we were looking at one of the storytellers, the female one, Aria or whatever, and we were like, who is that? And we realized that it was one of the citizens of Hollywood that like playing that part that we loved. And so we saw the Citizen of Hollywood like the next day, and M3 kind of like discreetly was like asking her, was like, oh, like something about Frozen. And it was so funny. We were all laughing. It was hilarious. The other thing I was going to say is that there used to be a performer there. And M3 had this like, I don't know why you had this beef with him. And he went to hand
We
you
had
a fake
beef. I mean,
piece of
literally, we had beef.
snow, and M3 got up out of his seat and went and got it, and then the performer like ripped it up ripped it up in front of his face, and he was
He was
so bothered
humiliating
by it.
me. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, he was humiliating me. Yeah, I filed a cash
'Cause he-
complaint.
Yeah.
No,
to
he
be clear,
didn't.
he didn't.
To be clear,
he
no,
did
he
not.
didn't. It was a hilarious bit.
It was a bit.
Good pick. That didn't make my list, but I do like that show. So, all
Thank you.
right,
Okay, what-
M1, number 8.
Oh, didn't you need to do yours? No, you did yours. Okay.
Already did
My
mine.
number 8 is Finding Nemo the musical. I will say, what? Oh, you wish it was
so
higher?
low.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
So low.
So
you guys are
low.
gonna roast. You guys are gonna roast my higher picks, and like I just can't even deal with it. But Finding Nemo the musical was better before COVID. The Big
Way
Blue World
better.
version
Yeah.
is not as good. Before COVID, I would say that we saw that like not every trip because it's kind of like a long show, but we saw that
Every trip.
almost every trip. Now we really see it way more rarely. It's just not. It doesn't have the same je ne sais quoi, but it is a very
Yeah.
good show.
I feel like
I-
that show, and it might just
Okay,
be me
I told
because
Apple
I was
Podcasts that you don't like.
My Siri just started speaking, so sorry. Anyways,
Heard it.
what?
Okay, I told Apple
And you-
Podcasts that you don't like. She told Apple Podcasts.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Siri.
Okay.
Okay.
Siri.
I mean, we have a lot
Anyway,
more
well,
to talk
now I
about
just
Finding the
activated
musical
mine.
later because I'll also be talking about it. So, I might
Wait, I just
Okay,
need to
well, I
do a
was
really
just-
quick. Go ahead.
Okay. It may just be me, but I'm talking about Finding Nemo before and after COVID. What? Do you hear my cat?
Yes.
Wow. I mean, this is honestly, get it together, people.
Okay, before COVID, Finding Nemo was definitely better. It was longer, but I feel like I memorized it basically. Like I knew every single
You certainly did.
song.
Well, because what
and,
I was
like-
going to say was,
Mouselets lore.
as a kid, Mouselet 3 was obsessed with Finding Nemo the musical, and they sold a CD of the Finding Nemo the musical soundtrack that Mama Mouselet bought for Mouselet 3, and we would listen to that CD like all the time. So
Yeah.
we know like every word to every song from the original version. So therefore, when I see the new version,
Yes.
it's not the same. It's obviously it's shorter, and some of the songs are a little bit different and cut. So I'm always just kind of like womp
And they
womp.
cut a lot of I agree.
yeah.
They cut a lot.
Watch it
That
on
being said,
YouTube.
it's still high on my list.
Same.
I'll also say, if we were doing shows that had been around in the past, both Hunchback and Tarzan would have been on my list, but they're not because those shows are closed. My number 8 is Mickey's PhilharMagic. You know, I'm going to admit it. I went through a phase of hating Philhar. I did.
did.
That I was like,
You did,
I did.
and I've always loved it.
But I'm back on the train of like, I watch it and I'm like, this just hits in like a Disney nostalgia way that I feel like almost nothing else hits.
Yes.
The scent of that pie smells just like the hand soap that Mama Mouselet buys at home. Actually, I bought that for her. It's like a Mrs. Myers. I don't remember which
That
one
you
it
buy
is. But
her?
next time I'm in Connecticut, I did. I sent it to her. I was sick of them not ever having hand soap and using dish soap to wash their hands, so I sent them a bunch of hand soap. And it smelled
Dish
like the
soap or
pie
a
from
bo-
PhilharMagic.
Dish soap or
What?
a bar. A bar of
Yeah,
soap.
I'm just like,
Never
get
just
me
like
some
normal liquid
Pump
hand soap.
soap. And I just think PhilharMagic is just something that I'm like, I could probably see it every trip and it's just hitting. And I love the new Coco scene. So
This was originally one of my number 10s, and then I got bumped prior to me sort of starting
well, it's my
the
number
bumping
8.
process.
So
It's probably my number. What am I up to now? 13 is probably my number 14.
Yeah.
okay, nobody cares. M3.
You guys are gonna love this. My number 8 is Reflections of China. I love Reflections of China.
You do
If you
love.
know
Oh
me, you
my
know that I
God.
love.
Oh my God. Guys, if
Have we
anyone
shared
wants
this
to
Oh,
hear
well,
some
also-
insane tea, no, we don't have time and we'll save it for a sitting on the ground talking episode. But guys,
When
someone
Mouselet 3 almost got punched in the face
Punched in the face.
Reflections of
this
China.
will be
I mean, that
this
was
will be
yeah,
shared, but
Yeah,
not right now.
that was
And in case you're wondering
Anyway,
if we're
I
being
love-
literal about it, we are. We're being
No,
literal that Mouselet 3 almost got
literally.
punched in the face.
Punched.
Anyway.
Anyway,
inside Reflections of China. No, Reflections of China like is talk about a video that makes you feel changed and inspired. Like I feel ready to take on the world after watching Reflections of China. I think that it's
don't
so well
have
done. I
that
think it's the
same-
best country's video. And if you haven't gone to it or if you've only really done it once and you don't know it, you should go and either be like, I'm always surprised by what I learn in
I
Reflections of
like
Tonight. I
that.
just
I
feel
would
like
watch.
it's
Yeah,
yeah, I
It's
just feel like
good.
it's really nice.
it's good.
It's very yeah, I really like it, and I think it's
Okay,
underrated. It never has a lot of people in it, and it's a great way to cool down. I love it.
nice. And
Okay,
one
it's me. Mine is the Dapper Dance. This is my what number? What number are we on?
7,
Okay, mine is the
7.
Dapper Dans. I love the Dapper Dans. I love the atmosphere that they set on Main Street when they're around. Speaking of things that would have made my list if it was still around, the trolley show would have made my list if it was still around. Speaking
Yeah,
of something that like really sets the atmosphere, they don't have that anymore, which is insane. But the Dapper Dans, like you never really know when they're going to be out, but whenever they are, it just makes it feel so quintessential Disney to me, which I absolutely love. They were one of my favorites growing up as a kid. I love the Dapper Dance.
I
Very
agree. The
Papa
Dapper
Mouselet
Dans,
to me.
like, hey, they're just it's an ambiance thing. Like, I just love knowing that they're there, and I like just to hear them.
Same.
I could be in the Emporium, and I just get a little taste of it. Yeah. Okay, my number 7 is Awesome Planet. Same thing that Mouselet once said. I just feel like Awesome Planet like inspires me. I think they did a great job. If you remember what was there before with Timon and Pumbaa, it was like good, but it was like in need of an upgrade. And I just think that show is great. And in general, the Land Pavilion is such a great example of like a perfect pavilion. And I feel like Awesome Planet adds to that. M3?
My number 7 is Indiana Jones. We sort of already talked about it, but
Yep.
Indiana Jones, I feel like was so fun as a kid. It has gotten worse, but it is up there, and I feel like my sort of top, I guess, 7 are pretty much like the big shows, the big productions in Disney, and I feel like Indiana Jones is one of the worst, but out of the actual shows, but it is still really good.
Okay.
Are you guys sure that was number 7?
Yes.
10, 9, 8, 7. Yep. 6,
Okay.
5, 4.
On my list, it was number 8. I must have accidentally originally had 11. So I'm gonna do my number.
Oh my
You're gonna have
God.
shared 15 by the end of this. Like
So
50% more than me.
moving on to my number 7, and then I'll do my number 6. My number 7 is the Frozen sing along. I think that the Frozen sing along is underrated. I think it's really funny, and
I
like
think it's
it
funny.
and I like that it changes depending on which performers you're seeing. They like have different bits and different gags, and like over time it kind of evolves as they pick up like new bits and new gags, which keeps it more fresh than some of the other shows. Any other thoughts on Frozen sing along before I do my true number 6?
No, Frozen Sing
Do
Along
they
didn't make my list, but if it was, it's top 15, I think probably. Like it is funny. I think the storytellers is what make it, and I think if they even swapped it out to something else that's not Frozen, because it might be time kind of soon. If they keep the storytellers, I
Yeah.
think it would be successful.
Yeah, I would love to have it not be Frozen anymore, but like the format of the show I really like.
Agreed.
I agree. And I think also I think you guys have mentioned our tip of where we go and sit, right? We always
Oh,
sit. We always
yes.
sit in like the front row. I guess it's just if you get there late, you can go through sort of the back rows and then go all the way down to the
And sit in the
house
very front.
left, closest to the audience. Sit in the front row, or
Yeah.
like the second to front row. I think I really wouldn't like the Frozen sing along as much if I was like smack in the middle, surrounded by a bunch of kids, a bunch of people. But I love going in the corner. I love being close to the storytellers. I love being able to like sing and not be worried about other people, other adults
I
around me,
agree.
like
I
hearing
agree.
me and being embarrassed. You're kind of like, it's a little darker over there. So definitely sit there, and it is a good experience. I really wouldn't like it if we sat anywhere
Yeah,
else.
I agree.
Yeah.
That's like technically a more undesirable seat because it's like actually kind of hard to see the stage. But
We
it's
just want to see the performer.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
We just want to be able to like scream sing without anybody judging, or at least that's what I
Yep.
like.
All right, Emma,
Okay,
you're sharing your actual 6 now.
my number
like-
6, and guys, I'm prepared for Mouse 2 to boo me on this one, but that's okay.
All right, I'll get
It's
ready.
it's Mickey's Magical Friendship Fair. You don't hate that one. Okay.
What is
That's
that? That's a
The
castle
old
daytime
show
show.
was better.
It's the castle. It's the show in front of the castle, yes. I did prefer the old show, but
Yeah.
again, you'll see a theme with a lot of the things that I pick. I love things that are like quintessential Disney, and to me, a castle show is quintessential Disney. It sets the vibe. I love the music. Whenever we hear the music for that show, we're like always out there dancing, even if we're not actually watching it. I it could use a refresh. It could use a refresh for sure. They did it when in like the peak time of Frozen, Tangled, and Princess and the Frog being like everywhere.
Boo!
Yeah.
I don't have the sound effect, but boo.
Yeah, and it's like too much of them. It
It
was like
just
from that
gives-
era.
it gives Festival of Fantasy, which has that giant tangled float, and I'm like, you know what? It's giving 2016. I
Yeah,
like
it
it.
is.
I like it though. I do agree, but I'm like, do something new. We have a lot of new stuff that could do really well in there. But I do like that show. So um, all right, I have now inserted an extra into mine because this was like kind of a slash and I was trying to decide. I wanted to include a nighttime spectacular. Disneyland Paris is the obvious choice. That being said, because I can't include that, initially I was like Fantasmic, and then I was like, well, Happily Ever After, while I'm sick of it, like it is a great show. I just am kind of tired of it because it's been around for so long. Enchantment would really be my number, my pick here. So I'm doing Happily Ever After / Fantasmic. They're both going to be on my list. I love Fantasmic. I think the upgrades to the
Wait, what
show
number is
are.
this for you? 6?
This is
This
6. This is a
Okay.
shared 6. The 6-bagger, double duty. Fantasmic is, I think, just like a very, very good show. I love that they have so many performers. It's very magical. What I don't like about it is trying to get out of the theater. It stresses me out. I always want to leave early. Happily Ever After, I know every word. I love it. It reminds me of our hashtag 2018 lure when we would be trying to be Disney photographers. If you know, you know. All in all, to say, Happily Ever After, Fantasmic are sharing my number 6. I think A Nighttime Spectacular has to be on everyone's list. M3, your number 6?
Little Mermaid. And I have to say, I haven't
Oh.
seen the new Little Mermaid. I have not seen the new,
I
the
want you to see
revised
it.
Little Mermaid. But Little Mermaid to me is a classic. Like, that is probably the show that I remember the most as a kid, or remember being, like, as a little kid, thinking so much about and liking it so much. I remember really thinking about working in theater kind of long term while watching Little Mermaid while I was in like high school and going to college and things. So I love Little Mermaid. I haven't seen the new version. I'm excited that it got a refresh. I've heard mixed reviews about it, but I am excited to see it, and I'm happy that Disney at least invested a little bit of time in it because it was getting super dated and old. So even if it's not necessarily better, I do like that it's not going to go away, in the next year or so, because they just redid it. So why would they do that?
That's a show that also reminds me of Papa Mouselet.
It reminds me
Yes.
of being a kid, waiting in that whole
Yes,
waiting room,
yes.
going in. Unfortunately for me, the new version does not hit. We sat really, 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 really close, and
I mean, we sat in like the second row, which was awful.
watch. All I can picture is Ariel's sisters looking like the Barbie Rapunzel animation. I don't know, something about it wasn't. I didn't, and I really didn't like the Ariel when we saw it. I thought she was playing the character wrong. Maybe that was a direction, but
You should see it again from further back and see a
with a
different,
fresh set of eyes.
with
Okay,
a fresh set of
that's
eyes.
definitely not on my list, but I'm not surprised it's on yours. M1,
I agree.
number 5.
My number 5 is Festival of the Fantasy Parade. I love that parade. Everybody knows I love that parade. I understand it could use a refresh. That would be fine with me if it was refreshed. But to me, it's quintessential Disney. I love watching it. It makes me to me, it's so magical. I love that parade.
You love that gazebo float that they bring in?
The gazebo.
Yeah, that backup gazebo float. You know my hatred of that gazebo float.
I don't love the gazebo,
What gazebo float?
They have this float that's a white gazebo, and they put the princesses in it, and it irks me to no end.
Is
They,
it
like,
in
use it a
every
lot.
parade?
No, it's not in
Why,
every parade.
why does it seem like temporary? They
It
use it a
fills
lot.
in the gaps. Like all the floats. I mean, that parade to me, I enjoy, but it literally gives like 2014. I'm like, this parade
It really
gives
does.
10 years
But,
ago.
like, the float with like Pinocchio and even I hate Pinocchio.
I
but,
love
like,
Pinocchio.
That float,
I agree, actually. Yes, I
You
agree
hate
with Pinocchio.
Pinocchio?
Yes to
I hate
Pinocchio.
Pinocchio.
I played
calls him
Pinocchio
the
talking about
yoke.
theater.
I call him the Nyoke, and he's like,
Geppetto.
Geppetto!
Mouselet A was telling that story like nonstop when we were in Disney.
To who?
And-
To her sister,
and
brother-in-law, and their cousins.
Ugh. Embarrassing.
everyone needs to hear that story. Anyways, Festival of the Fantasy is quintessential Disney, and I love it.
Okay,
Is it Festival of the Fantasy?
Festival of
No, I don't know why I
Fantasy.
keep saying that. It's
Yeah,
just
enough.
Festival of Fantasy.
You
My
said it
number
twice in a row.
5 is
Stop.
Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor, one of my favorite
Number
attractions.
5.
Wow,
thought it'd
I'm
be
not
higher?
surprised coming from M2.
I thought it would be lower.
Lower. It's not on my list. It's like 20.
I was
for me.
gonna say,
What was it? Like,
I started
number
thinking, I'm
15
like,
for
should
me?
it have been higher up? The Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor, it's one of
Higher
my
than
favorite
5.
attractions. I love all of the characters. I love Buddy Boyle. I love Beznos Boyle. I love Betty Boyle. I love Marty Wazowski. You're crazy with that M1.
I hate Marty Wazowski.
Guess what?
That part
your
is
baby.
so
I
bad.
love
I'm
Marty
going to make your
Wazowski.
baby
I
love
love Marty
Marty.
Wazowski.
I love to submit a joke. Every time I go in there, I laugh my heart out and I have the best time. So it had to make my list, and I maybe am regretting not putting it higher.
Wait, I have a story about that. Do you know MJ's cousin's husband's brother's girlfriend that I'm friends with? Anyway.
Holy crap. Say that again.
I think you probably know. I think you probably know.
I do know who you're talking
Mouselet
about.
J's cousin, blank. Okay, I'm
Mouselet
thinking of
J's
hers.
cousin's husband's brother's girlfriend.
You know her.
Yes.
His friend. Mouselet 3's like
Oh,
friend. Yeah.
Amaya?
Yeah.
Yes. So there you go. Anyway, Zach came back from Disney. They went to Disney, and I was asking them how their trip was, and they've gone to Disney before, but they don't go like every year. And he goes, "Oh, it was so cool. We did the Monsters Inc. show, and I was chosen to be like some cool guy. Like they chose me to be. They called me like a cool guy. Like I think he thought that was just like just for him, or like not that they did
Okay,
that
but
every single
wait.
show. He was so happy.
The very, very, very first time we did that show, guys, Papa Mouselet was selected to be that guy, and it made it so special
It was
and
so
fun.
special.
It was
we were the
so-
same as
That's
Zach.
cool.
We
I
were
didn't
like,
remember
oh
that.
my
I didn't
God.
remember that.
We were like, last
oh my
night
God,
was
this
a movie. Like we were the only ones that they've ever done that before.
I didn't remember that. I mean, that must be, yeah, I guess that must be so. And all the other characters, like, I didn't even think about it that way.
Mac and
I forgot about
cheese. Yeah, it's such a good show. All
Mac
right,
and cheese.
that's one of the characters' names.
Those are one of the
Mouselet
characters.
3. What's your number 5?
Feathered Friends in Flight. That's the Up show, right?
Only number 5. It's the bird show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I love that. I think that's so underrated. We talk about it being underrated, but
It's amazing.
I just don't really think about it that much. And then every time I go, I'm very impressed. I also will say the last time that we went, well, you guys have, I'm sure, talked about this. It was just a really fun show where like me and M2, Bird flew through, M3 got to, like, we were all included, all involved in that show. And I was just reminded of how talented both the
Mouselet cheese ring light just turned off.
how talented the birds are, and also just the whole show is stitched together so well. I think it's so unique. Yeah.
Okay, well, this is a perfect segue because my number 4 is Feathered Friends in Flight. I struggled with my top 4. Honestly, like I feel like they're kind of
they have to be locked
2, 3,
in.
and 4.
They have to be locked in.
They are locked in, but
Okay.
2, 3, and 4 are like fairly interchangeable. I also agree that Feathered Friends in Flight is so underrated. It's such like a tiny little theater. It really never fills up. That's another show that like makes me cry sometimes. At the end, I'm like so emotional for the birds of the world.
The bald eagle they bring
Like,
out, and I'm
the bald eagle they bring out.
I love birds.
The toucan
so.
for dad. Oh my
The
God.
toucan for dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally.
It's like crazy.
But it's so good. The singing birds are like insane. The way they do the show, they got rid of all of the, like, if you haven't seen it in a bit, all the sort of stupid, kitschy little bits. And now it's just kind of, well, they still have some, but they got rid of like the really, really bad ones. And now it's just kind of like a cute show. Remember when we got tricked? Remember when we believed that they... Okay, I actually don't want to spoil it for people who haven't seen it in a while, but if you know, there's a point where like they do a whole bit that like,
and me and Mouselet one were like, again, like last night was a movie. We're the only ones who saw this hilarious thing.
We were like, this is so crazy that this happened when we were there, when it's like literally all planned. That's
and
so
then
embarrassing.
We thought that everyone would fall for it when we saw it with them, and no one.
And every time we bring a new person, we're like, can you believe it, guys? Can you believe it? And they're like, oh yeah, that was clearly
obvious.
staged. So embarrassing. Anyways.
My number 4 is Finding Nemo the musical. Love Finding Nemo the musical. Everything we talked on, it's such a good show. The older version is so much better. I think they cut some stuff, and maybe people, honestly, they should bring the old one back because there's not enough to do in that park. They need a longer show, but it's so good, and I feel like it doesn't feel like something that would be in the Disney parks. So we've talked a lot about it, but that's my 4. Mouselet 3.
My 4 is The Lion King. I just think that it's, like M1 said, there's like a lot of talent on stage there, and I feel like some of the other Disney the other shows in the park, like obviously there's talent, but I think Lion King is really the one where you either Lion King or Finding Nemo, because there's so many live performances. It's just really nice to see. I like that it's sort of somewhat fresh because of the new performers, specifically the 4 singers and stuff. So it is really nice. It reminds me of Papa Mouselet, and I just like going as a family. Though well, you've told the story about the fight, but there's so much lore. But the fight, I
There's
do
so
always
much
think about
lore.
nowadays.
Lion King feels like a show that they would never make today because there's so many live performers. There's 4 live singers. There's a fire guy. There's acrobats. There's the people who are swinging around on the rope. Like so many specialized performers. They would just never invest in live entertainment like they do now.
Yeah.
Or like they used to. So
Shame.
that makes it special.
All right, number 3, top 3.
Okay, this was hard for me, but my number 3 is Happily Ever After. I love Happily Ever After. It's, again, I love a quintessential Disney thing. It makes me like want to cry. It's so magical when Tinkerbell flies. Everybody loves it. It's just like, it's iconic. The crowds are tough, but we have our thing where we come in from Adventureland and we typically can get like a pretty good spot and it's not too bad. Love it.
I agree. Great show. Again, would I mind an upgrade? No, but like it is a great show. Okay, I think my number 3 might surprise some people, Mouselet one specifically. My number 3 is Festival of the Lion King. Yes,
I'm shocked. Color me
wow,
shocked.
I am shocked. I thought
and
that
guys,
was
the reason they're
down
saying
below
that
number
is just
10.
because I always say, my God, I've seen that show 25 million times, which I have. I've seen it so many times, but if they removed it, I would be upset. And that's why, like, whereas other shows that didn't make my list, like Beauty and the Beast, I'm like, I like that show, but it's time for an upgrade and they need to swap it. Festival of the Lion King, I think, is great. I think they could make some upgrades, perhaps. Like, I think some of the parade floats they use, or Timon, like some of them feel a little bit dated, right? But I think the show is very impressive. I love all of the singers. I think they do an incredible job. So that had to make my list. Even though, yes, I do think, like, I've seen it a lot of times, I think it's something that everyone who goes to Disney should see. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also 3?
Agreed. What are we on, number 3?
Number 3.
Number 3, I have Fantasmic. I love Fantasmic.
Yeah.
It's probably higher than number 3 for you guys, I guess. But
No, Mouse 2 did it already.
Oh, right, you already did it.
Yeah,
Six.
I share
you already
it.
did it. I love Fantasmic. It is so classic Disney. I actually sort of forgot how much I liked it, and the last time I went, I like had chills the whole time. It just
I
is
think
so.
that's Mouselet
it's-
one's favorite. That might be her number 1, but we'll see. It's either her 1 or 2.
Let's see, guys.
I think if it was
I
your
just
2,
love it.
you'd
I
be
think that
jumping
it's-
on it. So
It stood the test of time because you can still have, like, obviously there's different floats and there's different scenes and things, but it still is the same, it's the same idea, and it just will always be so special. Like, I feel like that's like peak. Honestly, it should be my number 1. It's like peak Disney. Like, everything about it is so. I like that it's not Cinderella focused or like anybody but Mickey focused. It's not even like Mickey and Friends. It's like true Mickey. I love that show.
I agree. And I'll be talking more about it soon. But my number 2
Told
is
ya.
Starlight, which I forgot to originally add. The Starlight Parade, which Mouse 3 has not
Oh.
seen, I know. But seriously, I also think like when we saw the parade, we've only seen it once.
Oh,
The vibe when we
sorry, I've seen it twice.
Well, the vibe was just like amazing when we saw it. It was like such a perfect night to see it. But having a nighttime parade back in Magic Kingdom feels so quintessential Disney. It's like,
Oh
it
my
does.
God. Every
it's
time you
like-
say quintessential, like 100 people hang this podcast up.
It feels like Disney, Magic Kingdom needed it. The floats are so well done. Like, I wish that it was a little bit longer, and I wish that some of the performers in between the floats were like a little bit more visible and stuff. But I love the music. I love the like homages that they have to the old nighttime spectaculars or the old nighttime parades. I think it's really well done and just like such a cool theme. I really love that parade.
I also love Starlight. Starlight is probably my 11 or 12. Only because I think that they need more characters like they used to have with Spectrum Magic Main Street Electrical Parade in between. I think they're really lacking in that. But and when we saw it, they didn't have the Peter Pan float
I know.
out. And when I saw that, I was like, oh my God, it's the best float in the parade. So once you see it again, you'll like, it's so good. And like, talk about like quintessential Peter Pan just like hits. I agree. Starlight's
I'm sad I didn't
amazing.
see that one.
I love having it. I like the music. I think like I want the music to be like, I want to start loving the music. I think I just need to listen to it a little bit more. But my biggest thing, the reason it's not in my top 10 is just the characters in between aren't enough. But I do agree it's amazing. My number 2, I might be the only person in the world that would put this as their number 2. It's The American Adventure.
my
I
God.
love
This is so on brand.
I love the American Adventure. That like startled me. I love the American Adventure
Good.
Show. It's at Epcot in the America Pavilion. It is It is so, so, so good. It has some of my favorite things about Disney shows. I love the theater. It's beautiful. It has so many animatronics. I love an animatronic. I think the script is amazing. It inspires me. It's like it allows me to celebrate America in a way that makes sense for me, um, which I think is great. But it doesn't make sense for everyone, and that's fine. You guys hate it, and that's okay. But something
I
about
don't hate
you
it.
never want to see it.
It's so long. It's
It is
really
pretty
long.
It's pretty long.
It's
It can
the-
kind
it's
of
like
offset a
45
day.
minutes.
I wish it was
Yeah,
longer.
it can offset a day.
I wish
You
it was
wish
does.
it
even
was longer.
longer.
It's literally like a 45-minute show.
It's just
It's
so
a tough
good.
one.
No, it's not a tough one. I just think every single bit of it is amazing. If I could live in one show, I would live in the American Adventure.
You would live inside of the American Adventure.
I would.
That's creepy.
Wow.
Two
Wow.
brothers. I listen to that song like all the time.
Oh my God,
On
Mouse, she
their
does listen to that
way
song all the time.
Two brothers. I listen to it on the way to work all the time.
What a depressing,
Anyway.
horrific song. Anyways,
No, I love it. I love everything
Mouse
about
three.
Is
it.
it my number 2?
It's your number 2.
My number 2 is Finding Nemo the Musical, and I still have more to say on Finding Nemo the Musical. I just think that this show is the only indoors, like, Broadway style show. Like, there's Beauty and the Beast, and there's, like, Indiana Jones isn't Broadway style, but it's, it's a big production, as is Fantasmic. There's just something about Finding Nemo that feels so exciting. It was better when it was longer, but we aren't talking too much about
We've
Disneyland,
all
but I know
said-
Disney.
We've all
What?
said that. We've all said that.
Oh,
we feel strongly.
well, in Disneyland I think they have Frozen in that theater now, but they've had Aladdin in the
They've
like really
got-
big.
Oh, they have
Nothing.
nothing.
They have
nothing
nothing
now.
in that theater.
Okay, well that's a shame. That's a big shame because anyway, Finding Nemo, I just think that it's so exciting and I think it's really really impressive, very unique. The puppetry is like I just think as a kid seeing that show would be so cool because it really feels like you're watching like a movie and the characters are so recognizable that it's just really good. Oh, this is the other thing I was going to say. Play the Mouselets lore bit, please.
I'll do it. I'm running the show. You're a guest.
Oh.
Mama's only got 8
8
hands.
hands. Okay, we do have to
I'm
talk about this.
obsessed with.
Wait, say what
I'm
the
obsessed with
context
this-
is. Who says it when?
Okay, song 8 in the first one, Gossip. Okay, there's all these little vignettes of like the penguins are the last one. There's like the octopus. There's the swordfish or sword fighting, and you have this mother octopus, and then her babies are all around her, or maybe one baby, and she's on the phone, talking, and the kid's going, "Mom, mommy, mommy, mama," and she goes, "What, honey?" or "Quiet, honey. Mama's only got 8 hands." And then it goes, da, 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 da. It's so well timed, so well delivered. It's the best line ever.
Mouselet 3 has gotten me
I-
hooked on Mama's Only Got 8
Yes.
Hands, FYI.
They say this line all the time.
And let me just say,
And I
and
don't-
this goes back to us talking about the cruise. If you're busy and you're deep in the depths, like me and Mouselet 3 are all the time, we're working very hard. The only thing that hits sometimes when there's so many things, it's just like, Mama's only got 8 hands.
And it's not even like it's not even like a bit, like I say it
No, it's
in
not a
that
bit. It's
voice or anything.
I
No,
say it
no,
for
it's
real.
it's just the words.
Just like, Mama's only
I
got
just
8
say,
hands.
I mean, Mama's only got 8. I sometimes
say
will
it to my
say it when
friends
I'm
at
like
work.
feeling unwell. Like if I'm feeling like really stressed and I'm like overwhelmed and I'm like, "Ugh, Mama's like only got 8 hands." I just remind myself there's only 8. Like there's only 8. It's inspirational.
Let's
to
see,
me,
I actually
really.
haven't used it in that way, but I might start. That's yeah.
No,
that
like
is
I'll be
sort of
I'll be
inspiring.
desperate. Saying it to work people too. Like they're
But
like,
also,
why
like
do we have
thinking
to?
to
I'm like,
myself, like you can only do so much. Mama's only got 8 hands. I just said it to my friend today. She was so stressed out, and I was like, "Mama's only got 8 hands."
no, literally. Like I want
and
that on my
everyone is
epitaph.
probably being like, "Oh, okay, you're insane."
And just knowing like where it comes from, just I always picture the da 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 right after
Yeah.
it. It's the best moment in the show. It really is.
It is.
And they cut it, to be clear. It's not at the show anymore. But you
Well-
can go grab the CD that we have from Mouselet 3's childhood and listen
Oh,
to
it's
it.
on Apple Music and Spotify, streaming services everywhere.
Listen to Gossip, everybody.
Gossip. All right, everyone's number 1. I know both of your number 1s. M1, yours is
I've-
obvious.
I don't know what your guys' are. Mine is Fantasmic, the most quintessentially Disney show of all time. The ending is literally amazing, makes me like cry. So iconic. The boat scene with Steamboat Willie, so good. The effects.
Steamboat Whirl.
Steamboat Warl, as our family calls him. The effects, they added the new stuff in and they did such a good job with it. To me, it reminds me of my childhood. It is classic. I love it. I have no idea what yours are.
Mine is Feathered Friends in
Oh.
Flight, which hasn't been on my list
Oh.
yet. That show is amazing to me. I think it's like I love birds. I have like a passion for birds. I have a
You
bird
do
watercolor
love
book. I'm
birds.
like in my bird era in life. I love birds. I love that show. I think they do such a great job. And every time we go, I have the best time. So that's mine. Mouselet 3's has to be Beauty and the Beast because you haven't mentioned it yet. And it would be bizarre if it wasn't on your list.
It's Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
It's Beauty and the Beast. Wait, was this on either of your lists?
That's
No.
no.
That's a sin.
It's
Beauty
just
and the
like, oh
Beast-
my God, it's
No.
time for something new.
I mean, talk about a show that I could recite every word to. There's
Same,
I've got a
same.
couple things to say about Beauty and the Beast. First of all, Beauty and the Beast used to have a pre-show performance. It was a quartet of like almost like Jersey Boys-esque men singing like really nice like
Acapella.
jazz
Acapella.
acapella.
Yep.
And like that was probably one of my like favorite memories as a kid was how much Papa Mouselet loved listening to them, how much the family loved listening to them. They got rid of them maybe like 20, 15, 20
like
years
20
ago.
years ago.
Very, very sad. But that's one thing. That's one part of Beauty and the Beast that's like always special. Beauty and the Beast is just the best production that Disney has. It's better than Finding Nemo the musical. It's more exciting than Finding Nemo the musical. Finding Nemo, like there's only so much Broadway you can feel like you're watching in Beauty and the Beast. It's really like kind of a nice setting. Finding Nemo the musical is like dark and cramped. Beauty and the Beast, although it sometimes gets hot, is like just all the ferns everywhere. I mean, it really feels like you're just like seeing a show in the middle of a park. And it's simple, it's to the point, it's not too long. It is, it's good. It has talent, but it also has just the same repetition, like repetitive things where the girls are just lip syncing. And anyway, it is the best show that Disney has, I think. They have made some changes. They've actually made a lot of changes. Different costumes, and then they've like cut some scenes now. And
Yeah, not that many changes, to be honest.
actually a lot of changes. Sometimes they don't have the furniture in there. There's just so much lore with it. There's so many videos about it online. And true Mouselets lore is that I did as a child, as a teenager, I did like a backyard. It was like
We've
Mouselet
definitely
3's
talked about this at
backyard
least
theater.
once too. Yep.
Except it was in the basement, and I would like whatever prepare all these shows for like months and months and months on end by myself in my basement, just like painting, hanging lights, like working on costumes, working on literally everything. And my friends would come over for one day and we would like learn the show, hold a script, and perform it that night. The first show that I did Beauty and the Beast, Peter Pan, and Wicked. The first show that I did was Beauty and the Beast. So I had no kinks ironed out. And the story goes, instead of choosing the perfectly formatted for a fast-moving on-stage, light and easy musicale of Beauty and the Beast live on stage in Disney's Hollywood Studios, I chose also not Beauty and the Beast, the Broadway version. I chose the script from Beauty and the Beast, the movie, which
the
has
animated movie.
the animated movie, which has
5,000 scenes.
5,000 scenes and is not fit for the stage. And so I just took that and I was like, this works perfectly. Like, great. And it ended up being, as my stories go, one of the longest things in the world. I believe M2. Did you both see it?
I saw
Or
it.
M2,
Oh,
you
I
saw
saw
it.
it.
I think you had to
Oh, I
leave.
No,
saw it.
it was so long.
I left halfway through Wicked.
I saw it. I didn't get to see Wicked. I was in college.
This is unbearable. The last closing thought I'll say is that there's a very important person who doesn't actually make an appearance in that show, and his name is Geppetto. Maurice.
Boo.
Okay, guys, that was our top 10 shows and Mouselet One's top 15 shows. For a special segment today, we're going to answer a couple of listener questions that were submitted by our Pit and our Peach crew. So I have them up and I will kind of divvy them up to who I see fit. The first one is for Mouselet 3 from Alyssa, which is what show at Disney would you most want to star in?
Oh.
Ooh, that is good. I think it would have to be Finding Nemo the musical. I'd love
But you're
watching.
not a puppeteer.
He would
I-
learn.
Nor am I necessarily a singer or dancer, but I mean, Mama's only got 8 hands. But just watching the ensemble tracks through that show and like looking for faces, knowing that the same person who is holding like a jellyfish is over here doing like this hand. It's really cool. I think it's a really strong ensemble piece, and I would want to be in the ensemble of it and like constantly like changing between this scene and that scene. I think that would be a really, really cool experience.
Okay.
Thanks for the question.
Yes, no problem. That was from Alyssa.
That was to Alyssa, not to you, M2.
Oh,
So
wait.
thank you.
Okay. Mouselet 1. There was one about your baby that when this is from a little bit ago, but I thought it was a good one because it's kind of related to like all of our trips. With finding out so last minute before Paris, do you spend the whole plane ride coming up with baby content, or since you were trying to do already have ideas planned?
I did not have ideas planned at all. I wouldn't say I spent the whole plane ride. The plane ride was the day that I found out. I think that was like one of the most insane days of my life, which I've talked about before. But once you're kind of in Paris and settled and stuff, then I at some point know that I came up with a few ideas. And I'm actually very sad because I filmed a bunch of things and obviously we didn't announce it for a while. So when we announced it, I used a couple things I filmed, but I had saved a bunch and I was planning on doing like Closer to the Baby came kind of like a look back and having like these things that I had sort of pre-filmed. And when I got my new phone, I lost all my TikTok drafts and I lost all those things that I had filmed. And that was
I'm
me
sick.
too. I'm literally sick about it. Can I ever get them back? But yeah, not on the plane, but like later I did. Once your algorithm knows that you're having a baby, you see so
Once your
much
algorithm
baby
knows your
stuff.
sister is having a baby, you see so much Disney stuff
Yeah.
for baby stuff.
Babies.
Okay. I will do the next one. So this is from Sydney, and she asked, Mouselet 2, what made this previous trip without Mouselet 1 different than other trips? Was it harder to get story content? And I think there's only one thing that I can say in this moment to describe how I felt, and that is that Mama's only got 8 hands. Because, Sydney, what I was experiencing was that there was so much that I wanted to do, and literally, like, Mama has only got 8 hands. And I was like, I can't possibly. And let me kind of explain it. I was filming vlogs for YouTube. I was filming stories and I was filming B-roll. So that's 3 things plus like trying to do reels and stuff. And I was just like, yeah, Mama's only got 8 hands.
Guys, I don't know if you all noticed this if you were following along with stories, but like there was one point when Mouselet 2 posted a story being like they were in line for Guardians. Then she clearly was posting late, right? So she posts them on Guardians. Then she posts a story being like waiting to get on Guardians. I was like, these are completely out of order.
Yeah.
There was a story that she posted about merch. Posted it 2 different times right in a row with 2 different captions on it. I didn't even bother saying anything. Me and Mouselet were telling her later, and she was like, "Why wouldn't you say anything?" And I was like, "It just felt like a lost cause. I don't even know."
It felt like a lost cause. I saw it. That one I saw because I although I've been off social media when you were on your trip, I would always log on.
We have
and capture
highlights up.
everything.
If you guys missed it, we have highlights up on Instagram.
And I'm sure it's there.
I'm sure both of
I'm sure that's
both
there.
of them are there. But it was just so funny watching the camera go and you say, "So we stop for some."
Yeah.
I
love
might have
that.
filmed it twice, honestly. It's possible that I filmed like 2 different clips of me saying the same thing.
There's one clip that cuts off
Mama's
after
only
like
got
5 seconds. You're walking to Tony's and you're being like, "I'm gonna ask for a table in this." Like it was just like
You make me sound like my stories are
I
terrible.
forgot about that.
No, really? It was the hardest days. The Tony's day wasn't as bad. The hardest day, Universal, and Universal was so new, and then the VIP tour that I was filming for YouTube also. Even after that, like sometimes I was like, Mouselet, I do a story, but it was, yes, it was harder. And I think it's more so like I probably should have just been like, I'm going to focus on these things and I'm not going to post as many stories and I'm not going to do this, but I would never, ever be able to limit myself to like not doing all the things. Like me and M1, I don't know if you live your life like this, Mouselet 3, but me and M1 definitely always say we live our lives that we're like, we can do anything we want. We will do whatever we want and will always work out for us. And so that's how I approached the content and ended up, I think the biggest thing M1 does is she does the stories. Typically I do all the B-roll or almost all of the B-roll and YouTube stuff, and you lead stories more. So it was hard to stay on top of it. So Mama's only got 8 hands. All right. Next question. Have you ever done the horse-drawn carriage rides at Port Orleans or at Fort Wilderness? This is from Caitlin.
We haven't, and that's a really good thing to add to our list for one of our new things.
Yeah.
I've seen them.
I've seen them.
I've
I
seen
would
them
like
at
to do
both.
them.
Me too. I've seen them at both. Is
I
it
didn't know they
paid or
had
is it
those.
free? I don't even know. I think it might be paid.
It's paid.
Yeah, I think it might be paid. But we
Yeah.
should do it.
I think it is.
Yeah.
For sure.
I think it would be fun. I would like to do it at some point. All right. Best and worst cast member moments. Anyone have anything that comes to mind? You know my worst cast member moment. Happy to share it.
Worst
again,
is the Frozen show. Worst is getting teased and bullied at the Frozen show. Definitely. Worst is
One of
any
the
experience with that cast member.
Okay.
Worst
Too
is
far. Too far.
No, worst is there was this cast member in the United Kingdom. Oh wait, we'll save that one for the future.
Okay, that's one of my best. All right.
Okay.
M1.
One of the best. We talked about this before. We watched this woman Sheila make
Sheila.
chocolate covered candy apples at the confectionery
That's
for
it's 2018
for so
more.
long.
Yeah.
She came out and she gave us little mini marshmallow things, whatever, because we had watched her for so long. She was amazing. We always
Probably
look
to
for
tell you
Sheila. She's an icon.
We love you,
She probably
Sheila.
gave you this to say, now will you please stop watching me?
I was like, please leave. No, but she was iconic.
Sheila
I
was
love
an angel.
Sheila.
Love her. I feel like all of my best cast member moments, like my top ones, are anything Citizens of Hollywood. It was just like my favorite
Yes.
moments of Disney. My worst moment was when I
Do
was
not tell the
watching
story
the
again.
flag processional. They were like all the way up by the castle at this point. I stepped a foot onto Main Street to take a picture, and a cast member grabbed the back of my backpack and pulled me back onto the curb by my backpack from my back, said, "Don't step into the street." I think it was so inappropriate that she touched me, but I never did anything about it because it was like 2 days before the parks closed for COVID, and I just like it
It
didn't
was
feel
literally
worth
our
it.
last day. It was
It just,
no,
like-
it was the last day the park was open before
Yeah, I was just like,
COVID.
it's not worth it, but I'll never let that go, obviously. So
No, you won't.
not
You
that I
really
want to hold a
won't.
grudge, but
No, definitely
Well-
not.
okay. Mouselet 1, will you and MC split your parental leave? Or are you taking it together? This is from Allison. Also,
So-
best and worst cast member moments. That was Shelby, FYI. Thanks, Shelby.
I get about 4.5 months. Mouselet C gets 6 months. Mouselet C works for a company based in Scandinavia, and they have amazing benefits over there.
What?
So,
Yes.
yes, it's a Swedish company.
Huh?
I feel like you also could have said Sweden instead of Scandinavia, instead of the like abstract concept of
Yeah.
Scandinavia.
Also, like, since when is that a Swedish company?
Since always. Anyways,
That's why there's
so I am taking my full leave all at once, so I'll be off until like the very end of June. Mouselet C is going to be off until the beginning of June. Then he'll go back to work, and he'll have like 2.5 months ish banked to use later. He technically has 3 years to use it, which also is like insane. It would be so crazy if he took that when the baby was like 2.5 years old. We're not sure exactly when he's gonna take it,
So weird.
but he'll probably take it like towards the end of this year or
I fear
early
he
next
won't
year.
take it.
I know, me too, but I'm going to force him to take it because it would be a waste not to. He is going back in the beginning of June because there's a big company trip to Sweden, where the company
right.
is
That's what I was
based.
going to say.
Yeah, and he has to be working in order to go on that. It's like an anniversary trip for the company, and it's like going to be very cool. So he wants to be able to go. That's why he's going to go back in the beginning of June, and then he can't take his parental leave again for another 6 months. So we have to figure out when he's going to take
Oh.
it, but that's how it's going to go. Yeah,
Interesting.
6 months from June.
yes.
Okay, interesting. I feel like I'm gonna tell Mouselet A that company is based there. I feel like she doesn't know it. All right, couple more. This is one for all of us. Did any of you ever think about doing the Disney College program? If you were to do it, what would be your dream role? This is from Amber Peachy. Her last name is actually Peachy.
100%.
I never, yeah. Well, I was going to say, like, I definitely, like, knew about the college program and was like, oh my gosh, that'd be cool. But I never seriously considered it. Like, I knew that it just wouldn't make sense with my schedule with going abroad and stuff. It was never a serious consideration for me. Was it a serious consideration for either of you?
For me, it was not like I knew about it because a girl that I was friends with did it, but because I played soccer in college, I was not willing to give up. I could have maybe hypothetically tried to do it in the spring and miss my like spring soccer season. But I couldn't have done it my junior year or my senior year because of how my school had like project-based things. So it could have only been my sophomore year in the spring. And I think just like with where I was at, I wasn't willing to like leave college to do that. Knowing what I know now and the fact that like all my college friends, like we're not friends anymore except only a couple, like I probably would have maybe prioritized it more. But at the time I was just like not willing to leave my college bubble. I wish I had done it though.
I'm
Mouselet.
3.
I definitely considered it. I think for me, I knew a lot about it. I would like always watch YouTube videos about like current students there or people looking back on it, like performers who did it, the audition process. Not that I would have considered, I guess actually there was probably a time where I considered performing, not to be like in a show, but to be a like character performer. But
I wish you
whether that
had.
was for DCP or not. I've actually, like, because I'm in theater, I know, and through my school, I know a couple people who did the DCP. I also know some people who went through, like, the character process. I know an Imagineer, as I was telling M2 the other day. So I sort of know a lot about, like, working at Disney, or I was learning a lot about it. So I definitely considered it, but for me, I went abroad as well, and so it didn't really work. I would have had to have been away from school for a whole year, and I didn't really wanna do that. And I also just felt like there were probably better opportunities that I could get, or could hopefully look towards after school if I wanted to go, like, in the Disney towards the, Disney industry or entertainment industry.
I wish you had done it.
what would
Yeah, I
people's
should have.
what role would you have wanted done?
I know I wouldn't have wanted to work in quick service
Quick service, yeah,
food.
Yeah, I
no.
wouldn't have wanted to do quick service, and I wouldn't have wanted to do, like, janitorial, and I obviously would have wanted to be in a park. Um,
Like, I would like to be a photographer. I think I would wanna do that, but thinking of the more basic roles in terms of, like, what I wanna be merchandise or attractions, I feel like certain attractions are, like, an absolute yes, and certain ones are not, and I think what I would have liked with merchandise is that you could go and travel between different places.
I agree.
So I think
Yeah,
I
I
would
think
have
I would've
leaned
picked
towards
merchandise.
merchandise.
Yeah.
I think the thought of merchandise, like, I picture working in the Emporium at night, and that makes my wanna, like my head
I'd
wanna
wanna work on,
explode,
like,
like, that feels
Sunset Boulevard.
yeah, so stressful, but, most merch locations I think would be, like and, you get to rotate out to, like, the cards, and I think I would have wanted to do that.
Yeah. Okay, last question is one for me. Remember to tell the story you can't tell because it will make Mouselet A sad. Thank you, Emily, for the reminder. She reminded me of that on January 30th, and I forgot. And I feel like this is the perfect time to tell this because Mouselet A will listen to the podcast and she'll hear this, which is that I mentioned it and I was going to do it on the previous one. And I forgot. So, we were staying at the boardwalk on our last trip, and one of the things we wanted to do is, like, we knew it'd be cold, but we wanted to, like, go in the hot tub and stuff. And I realized that I forgot a swimsuit, um, while we were there. And so someone's making a sad face. And I was like, that's fine because honestly, I wouldn't mind having, like, a cute Disney swimsuit. Like, they usually have them. And so I was like, didn't want to tell Mel today because I thought she'd be so sick and upset for me. And so I was like, I kind of snuck off. Like, they were buying some, like, corn dog thing. And I was like, I'm going to look in the store quick. And I, like, snuck to the store and I was going to secretly buy a swimsuit. They didn't have any women's swimsuits. They only had men's, kids, girls, like, girl, children, boy, whatever.
Should have bought one of those, perfect.
I literally looked at the kids. I was like, could I fit into this? And then I was like, okay, that's fine. We're going to Animal Kingdom Lodge tonight. So I snuck into a store there too, and they didn't have them either. And I asked the cast member, and they said they don't have any women's swimsuits on property right now. And just, like, I don't know why. I'm not clear on why. I'm sure they had them at, like, Springs. And so I never got a swimsuit, and I was worried. I was like, if you know what, if we all want to go swimming, I had, like, workout, like, spandex, and I was like, whatever, I'll, like, I can figure it out. But we didn't, and that's for the best because I would have been so sad and everyone would have been so sick for me.
I would have been so sad for you.
I would have been sad.
Yeah, same.
Mouselet would have been
Sickening.
sad.
Mouselet will hear this and be so sick
The
for
fact
me.
that they don't have a single
Well, I was just like,
swimsuit,
hello.
what?
Even like at the beach in Yakult, like nowhere. And none of the stores have them. I was
That's
like,
weird.
yeah, they looked it up for me.
That is odd.
So
It's like when you guys got stuck in the rain and you had to buy boxers because they don't have pants.
they don't sell
Also, I
shorts
just want
in
to
the
clarify,
parks.
I still was wearing the boxers was not the only layer on my body. I just want everyone to know that.
All right, guys, we're going to
Thank
wrap
you.
up this episode, which is kind of a long one, with some quick pits and peaches. I feel like we all have the same peach. The baby.
The baby.
The Mouselet.
Agreed.
The Mouselet.
Mouselet is the peach.
Mouselet.
But a quick
I
pit.
miss him.
A quick pit. He's in your house right now. A quick pit, everybody.
I'm very tired.
Oh, lame, but okay.
Not lame.
Pitt. I'm a little tired. Not from a baby, but work, I'd say, which it's not allowed to be M2's pit because she says too often, but I'm only on the pod here and there. So a little stressed, a little tired,
Yeah.
juggling
Just like
a
trying to
little
think of a
bit.
pit.
Mama's,
that's, like,
listen, hey, Mama's only got 8 hands.
I'm trying to think of a pit that's not how
Work
I'm
related,
super
because if you're
stressed
If you're a
with
newer
work.
listener, I've banned Mouselet 2 from using that as a pit because it's her pit every single week.
I think other than that, my pit is that I had a physical therapy appointment at 3:00 and I left my office at like 2:56 and I was like, oh geez. And I was like hauling it, sprinting there. And then my physical therapist was with another client for 7 minutes after. So not only was my appointment cut short, but then I also like didn't have to run there. So It's
I
kind of a
hope your
bummer.
physical therapist is listening to this.
I agree. I was about to say the
You know
same
what?
thing.
I hope that she's
Hey.
not. She's never mentioned. I like await the day that she like is like, uh-oh, like I know something about you, and I'll be like, which is how anyone who finds out about the Mouselets goes like, I learned something very interesting about you, and I'm like, oh my god, what could it possibly be? I just like await the day that she says that, and I just like can't possibly deal with it. So
You should
You
tell her.
rue the day.
I don't
Yeah,
need to
she
tell
will.
her.
Anyways.
All right, a fact of the day. I have mine ready, and it's fast and it's easy, and it's the fact that M1 said that the castle show is such a quintessential part of Magic Kingdom, but I want you all to know that the castle stage was not original to the park. They added it later. Not that later, but
Wow.
the 70s.
I didn't know that.
M1? Could have been early
Um,
80s. Not sure.
Did I prepare a fact? No.
I'll give you something. Carousel of Progress. Hidden Mickeys.
What about it?
I don't know. Hidden Mickeys?
Oh, there are some hidden Mickeys on Carousel of Progress. My favorite is that on the mantle in the Christmas scene, there's a Nutcracker Mickey, which is so cute.
I like that one.
That's cute.
M3, do you
My
Oh.
fact is also about hidden Mickeys, and it also has to do with theater. In the Chinese theater, in Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, I
Oh.
actually just learned this. M2, I told you this.
Yeah.
That M1, did you see this?
No.
If you look up, there's the chandelier, the light cover. It has the word Mickey written in Chinese as part of the chandelier cover, which is I
didn't
feel
know
like it's
I
such a
know.
cool.
You just taught me that. I
I
didn't
know.
know
I
that
feel like
either.
it's such a cool
Wow.
hidden Mickey because you really can't find it, like unless you know Chinese. So yeah, I think that it's really cool.
Wow, that is
I
cool.
know.
And we learned something new. How rare.
From Mouselet 3. How very, very rare. All right, guys, thank you for joining us today. Thank you to our special guest, Mouselet 3 and Mouselet 1, who, again, as I said, probably won't be on for like a bit after this. This was sort of like an exception. We'll be back next week with another episode. If you liked this episode, give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, or if you're listening on YouTube, give this video a like and also subscribe to our channel. And if you want more Mouselets and more Sisters, we have a Patreon. You can get exclusive quarterly bonus episodes. You can get close friends access, and you get an extended cut of the episode where we dive more into Mouselet's lore. We'll tell the story about how Mouselet 3 almost got punched in the face. All those things that we mentioned, those will be limited to the sitting on the ground talking segment. So thank you for listening, guys. Bye.
Happy birthday, Mouselet
Bye.
2.
Happy birthday.